Hello, friends, and thank you for giving me your attention today. If you're already following the show, please know that I appreciate your support and I'm glad you keep coming back. If you're new to the show, please be sure to like and follow on Spotify, YouTube, or whichever platform you may be listening on. Please consider visiting BigAlRocks.com and clicking on the email newsletter to join my mailing list. I promise I won't flood you with a bunch of junk. Finally, feel free to leave a Spotify or YouTube comment on this episode or send an email to podcast@BigAlRocks.com with your comments, suggestions, and show ideas. Once again, thanks for your time and attention. On with the show. Hey friends, welcome to another episode of Big Al's Rockin' Podcast. Today with me, I have Kris Keller from the band Black Note Graffiti. How are you doing, Kris?
I'm doing fabulous. Thank you very much, y'all.
All right. Tell my listeners how and when did the band Black Note Graffiti get started?
We started man, that's a good question. It's probably been almost 10 years ago. I'm pretty sure, believe it or not. And we're from Ann Arbor, Michigan. And we're a progressive metal rock band. And we just put out a record. And that's why we're talking to you to promote that, and we're playing a festival coming up here, and we're going to promote that too. And so thank you for having me on. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Where does the name Black Note Graffiti come from?
Well, that's a good question. Originally, our other singer and guitar player, Ricardo, me and him kind of agreed on that name, and he depicts it as the notes on a page, the black notes on a page, like Black Note Graffiti. That's his take on it. But for me, it's more of the rhythm section in the band. My brother, Kurt's the drummer, and my buddy Adam's the bass player. We played together since we were little kids. We're like the Black Note. And Gabby and Ricardo are the graffiti in the band. So that's my take on it. But, who knows? Yeah, I mean, it's myths and legends. Who knows what will come of it? But that's the backstory. So that at least there's two versions of where the name came from.
Well, that's kind of cool, because I would never have thought to look at music notes as graffiti, but now that I see that, I could probably never unsee it.
Exactly. Nice.
So you are a quintet from Ann Arbor, you said. Adam and Kris and Kurt formed the band, and Gabrielle and Ricardo are the newest members, correct?
That is correct. Yeah. So Adam and I and Kurt, we played together since we were kids, and then we grew up in a small town, and we started playing in closest city to us and when we were young was Toledo, Ohio. So we'd sneak down there when we were teenagers and play these rock clubs, which we probably weren't supposed to be in. And so time went on and things changed. And then Ricardo joined the band, years ago, probably 8 or 10 years ago. And then Gabby just joined the band a few years ago. And it's really come together really nicely. And so it's this last record, it really shows that. And we're pretty proud of it.
Now, is this the first record that Gabby has been a singer on?
She did sing on the last record as well. But I feel like this latest record that everyone got comfortable with each other, and we were able to really make something special. And the producer was amazing. Josh Schroeder, who's based in Michigan. And we spent a month in his studio, and we were really happy with him and what he brought out of us. And everyone in the band really had a voice in the recording. So we were very pleased with what we got out of it. And everyone was happy, which is always a good thing.
Absolutely. So you've got the release Volume 1 in 2013, Volume 2 in 2017, Volume 3, Fall and Rise in 2020, which is a 5-song EP. you've got the singles White Rabbit and Nights, and those came out, I believe, in 2020. And your newest album is Resist the Divide.
That's correct. And yeah, Resist the Divide, I think was an appropriate title. It was some of the lyrics that Gabby and Ricardo worked on, but with the current situation in our society, Resist the Divide, I think is a good thing. And we're doing a hard rock thing, but at the end of the day, we're trying to bring people together and be a positive message.
Right. White Rabbit is a Jefferson Airplane cover, correct?
It is a really cool cover of that song. And Ricardo came up with the idea. It was the 50th anniversary of that song when right before we did that record. And I can't remember what year you said, 2023 or 2022 or whatever it was. So, and Gabby just joined the band. So we just gave it a shot, and it actually turned out really cool. And so I would suggest checking it out. It's a cool rock, a harder rock version of the Jefferson Airplane song.
Right. And I also run an internet radio station. We have already played that song on A to
Oh, we
Z
appreciate
radio.
that. Thank
Yeah.
you very much.
Now, my next question, the song Nights, is that a play off of White Rabbit and the Alice in Wonderland theme?
You know, Ricardo wrote that, and I think it is. I think it did. It came out right. He was writing that right after, so I think it is kind of a conclusion to going through that, and then we went into that and wrote that song, and that was the single on that. So that is an interesting take. And being inside of the situation, I've never really thought about it, but I think you're right. I think it is a connection, and it all ties into that record, which was our previous record to the current one.
Right. That's just kind of how it felt to me when I listened to it.
Yeah, you're absolutely correct.
Yeah. So the album Resist the Divide was released on all streaming platforms on October 24th, 2024. I assume that you have released it on DVD or not DVD, I'm sorry, CD.
Yeah, we have CDs and we did vinyl. We actually have all our. I love vinyl. Vinyl is my thing, and so all of our records are available on vinyl on our website. You can go on there, and we price them very reasonable if you're a vinyl person. And they're also on CD. All of them are on CD, and they're all available on the website. We'll mail them to you, and you know, I just love vinyl. You put it in your hands, open it up, look at the artwork, play it. Same thing with a CD. Open it up, look at the artwork, play it. And so all that's available to the physical copies on the website.
Well, vinyl was my next question because quite a few of my listeners are vinyl junkies, just as you said you are. So, speaking of Resist the Divide, you kind of talked a little bit about it. My next question was, is there a theme to this album? And was there anything that inspired the album? So, you want to delve a little more into
Absolutely.
that?
Yeah. So when we recorded this and wrote this album, basically we were our whole um, kind of theme for the record was getting through addiction and dealing with life and anything from relationships to drugs and alcohol to whatever. At the end of the day, being a human being is not an easy thing. And I know it's kind of a strange thing to say, but that's the reality of life, and we live. And so the whole theme for this album was, um, you know, getting through that, and the rise of the phoenix and all that, whatever that means. So coming through in a positive note and getting through hard times with any of that, with addictions and relationships and drugs and alcohol or whatever. That was the kind of, we were all dealing with these certain problems at the time when we were writing this album, and we all kind of came out of that on a positive note during writing that album. And so we hope, I mean, even if you, one or two people that have it, that listen to the record, that can use it as a positive message, it was worth it. So that's basically kind of the backstory on writing that and the lyrics. And you know, it just, the stars were aligned when we did it, and we're real happy with what we came up with and how it turned out.
Excellent. Excuse me. Do you have any tour plans or any plans to hit any festivals?
Yeah, we got a really really nice festival coming up. We're gonna play. We're gonna perform in Wisconsin. It's called Mile of Music, and I think it's the 12th year that they've done it there. It's in Appleton, Wisconsin, which is pretty much in the middle of nowhere. But it's a really an amazing festival that's literally a mile of music, where they close the streets down and they have music for free. And there's 300 artists that perform for a week. And so we're going that we're performing August 1st and August 2nd. We're doing 2 shows per day, and that's what's coming up. And if you're in the Midwest and you like music and it's free, it's an amazing festival. And the talent buyer is a great guy, and he picks, I mean, really amazing bands. It was in the Rolling Stone last year. There was a full story on this festival, and they treat the artist, I mean, amazing. I mean, we get, hotels, and there's food provided, and they actually provide, this is crazy, but for the artist, they provide dental, and you can see a psychiatrist. There's all these different things that they offer for the artists that, most artists, I mean, you don't have a lot of money. You can't afford these kind of things. But when you go to this festival, Performance Festival, it's an artist forward festival, and they really take care of the artists at Mile of Music. And if you look up mileofmusic.com, you'll see all the bands that, and they do a lot of folk, country, rock. They do all genres. But Ian, the talent buyer, and the team there, they just do such a fabulous job, and it's such a great, underrated festival, under the radar, so to speak. And the artists just get, I mean, treated just like you're in the big time. So it's really cool. It's a really amazing festival.
Very cool. Well, other than the festival, what's coming up in the near future for Black Note Graffiti?
We have some other stuff coming up in August and in September and October. We can't announce it yet because it hasn't been announced. But if you go to our website, blacknotegraffiti.com, those shows will be announced soon. But that's the nearest festival that we have coming up, Mile of Music, on August 1st and August 2nd.
Right on. Well, Kris, I thank you for your time, and I hope you guys have great success.
Hey, Big Al, I really appreciate you inviting me onto the show, and I hope you have a great day and have a great summer.
All right. Talk soon.
Yeah, take care.
Thanks for listening to Big Al's Rockin' Podcast. If you haven't done so already, please be sure to subscribe on your preferred podcast outlet. Visit BigAlRocks.com to find past episodes, on-demand links to my radio show, links to my social media, and other Big Al shenanigans. Most importantly, please like and share this episode. Peace out.